What's up, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more Rufus Wainwright. We're returning to his 1998 self-titled album. Thank you again to Yvonne. And the next track is Barcelona. So yes, a major city and cultural center in Spain, both in the present and historically. I don't quite know what to expect here. I have only heard, half of a Rufus Wainwright album, so I'm still getting a sense of his songwriting. I wouldn't be surprised. I suppose one thing that I have learned is that he does not shy away from including scenes and or storytelling that is on some level autobiographical, so I would not be terribly surprised if there is some connection to his own life, his own history, his own experiences, but at the same time, it could be a mosaic of Barcelona that is not necessarily personally connected to him. In any case, let's give it a listen. I'll see what I can catch. This is Rufus Wainwright. The song is Barcelona, and it's from his 1998 self-titled album.
The summer sun set a vicious circus when shadows held the world in place. But today I felt a chill in my apartment's coolest place. Fuggire dal fantasma. The village larks cannot be heard, 'cause all the crows got panderers. I can't escape these velvet drapes, don't want my rings to fall off my fingers. Fuggire dal fantasma. The mirror I find hard to face, 'cause I feel it's a long way down. Gotta get away from here. Think I know which must feel crazy. Me don't think there's pain in Barcelona. They dance you round a and I got to fight that bone. Nothing really does compare to besides, in Spain, Don Juan's to blame, but I fear it's a long way down. Yes, I feel it's a long way down. 'Cause I feel it's a long way down. And I fear I won't be around. Gotta get away from here. Think I know which hell I must feel. Make sure I have all my papers, laying out my summer clothes. Search for traps in vain, like scratching, so my suitcase I can close.
What a rich sonic tapestry and engaging, compelling vocal performance, even though it was pretty understated. You know, singing, it was almost like he was running through feelings and thoughts and images in his head. Now, lyrically, I don't have the full picture here, more on that in a moment. But sonically, it's all pretty low key, and yet there's a lot going on. There's like a strummed guitar. I was even thinking it was like a ukulele or something, or a banjo. Like it had a slightly different sound than a full like acoustic guitar. But I think there was some cello in there. At the end, we heard kind of like that, you know, single line like tension string violin. There was definitely a bit of piano, including a couple moments where there were some chords played a bit forte. But generally speaking, it was all very lyrical. I think there was a flute in there, some kind of woodwind. So it was almost like a modernist contemporary jazz concerto, something like that. I don't know if jazz is the right word, but like it had this kind of smooth, and I don't think soft rock is right either, but that's kind of on the edge of what I'm thinking. Yeah, just this contemporary, artful, like modern classical jazz rock piece somewhere in there. But yeah, I think it was a very rich tune in terms of the feeling. Lyrically, I did not catch enough to get a full picture. It's like he's saying like there's no place like Barcelona, but he's got to get away from there. It's definitely being cast as like a first-person experience. Now that doesn't mean it's necessarily autobiographical for Rufus. It could be a character, but I wouldn't bet against it. I would think that maybe there is some personal story or some time that he spent in Barcelona, and it seems like maybe it's in relation to another person, like, you know, romantic or like intimate feelings. But yes, it seems like he's both saying that it's an incredible, unparalleled place, but also that for one reason or another, he wants to get away from it. So, yeah, definitely one that I'll have to listen to again and try to imbibe, digest more of the lyrics. But yeah, I love his vocal performance. I mean, right at the end, that like extra extension, the last part of which was suddenly in isolation, like, fully a cappella. So yeah, I enjoy the composition and the structuring of the tune as well. So again, I'm really enjoying discovering this artist. Another one that I had never heard of. So it is cool how some of these journeys, it's groups or artists I've known for a long time that I'm trying to like bring to people. Then there's the artists that I've known to some degree, but I'm deep diving with other people who are fans of them and I'm learning more about it. Then there's some bands where like I heard of through reputation, maybe one or two hit songs, but most of their catalog is unknown. And then there's complete unknowns that prior to starting a journey here through their material, I didn't even know existed, and that is the case with Rufus. So very much enjoying it all. Let me know what you think. I will see you next time. Peace.